Hey guys, if you don't know who I am, I'm Troy Mazond, and in this mini course I'm going to present you to the next part of your life. So who am I? I own a social media marketing agency. Last year I made 250K while traveling the world and working 4 hours a day on average. And this is something that I want to teach you in this course, all right? So this is just to prove that I'm for real, because you have a lot of fake gurus, fake scammers here in this world. This is my Stripe account screenshot. As you can see, I made 285K euro in a bit more than a year. This is only one of my Stripe accounts. I have multiple because I have customers in different currencies. And I'm going to even show you the live one because, otherwise just a screenshot. So as you can see here, I start my online business in May 2023. I hit 15K a month in less than 6 months. I had a record month of almost, well, it's over 30K, but it's 29K here, and I had some wire transfers as well. Now here I stopped using this Stripe account that much because more of my customers were in other currencies, more people from the US, etc. But just to prove you, I think it's clear that I made quite some money online in a very short period of time. So let's continue. So I want to make it very clear to you guys that I used to have this false belief that I was stuck in a job and that I could not make more money unless I worked even harder and worked for longer and had to spend my entire life in a job. But I found like the infinite money glitch, the way to glitch the matrix, as some people say, a way out, freedom. I broke free because I traveled to 16 countries since starting my online business. While I have a family, I have a wife, I have a baby, I'm a father, and I can just work from anywhere, have fun, and make way more money than I ever did. I work around 4 hours a day on average. Of course, there are different seasons, and when I started my company, I worked 10 hours a day, 6 days a week to figure out how to do it. But really, really quickly, I figured out that I didn't need to work that many hours. It was even counterproductive. It was inefficient to work that many hours. So, some pictures to show you that what my day looks like. I wake up, I work from home with my family, my baby son very close to me all the time, which is the most beautiful blessing in the world, in my opinion. I love to do sports. I love martial arts. I train almost every day. I never want to neglect this because it's a passion of mine. A lot of entrepreneurs neglect their health, and that's something that really frustrates me. I'm in top shape. I work out a lot, going to do my first competition very soon in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I see the most beautiful places in the world, just to show you that, yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing. And this is a philosophy that I adopted after doing some deep soul searching and taking a deep dive in what I wanted out of life. And one of the things that has always stuck with me is this quote from Nietzsche. And he says, whoever has not 2/3 of his time to himself is a slave. And that's actually true. A job nowadays, a 9 to 5, going to university, studying, and then getting a job, that's modern slavery. And they just have you believe that this is the right way to do it. It's not like where they physically punish you if you don't work for them. No, this is like the worst type of slavery because you believe that you are free, but actually you're stuck. And I want to break you free, okay? That's my role. I really want to help people break free. I already helped some people break free. It's an amazing feeling, and I just feel that there are so many people stuck and they don't know where they should go, but they know that there is more in this life. They know that there is something more, that this is not the way it's supposed to be. And those people I want to help. But actually, this is for two kinds of people. This is for complete beginners who have never made €1, $1 online, okay? So I want to help those people. But I also want to help more experienced agency owners, coaches, consultants, business coaches, online personal trainers. I don't care if you're already making money online. I also want to help you because I want to help you scale, make more money, but remain free. Keep your freedom, because a lot of people, they fall in this trap of having an online job and not an online business, okay? I will talk about that more in detail later. So my story first. because I didn't just start way like these kids nowadays that you can see that never went to university and just start making money online and are millionaires when they're 21. That's crazy stories. I really think they're super inspiring, but my story isn't like that. But maybe it's more relatable to you because I actually studied for 6 years. I was a great student. I studied for 6 years. First studied law school. I loved the fact of becoming a lawyer until I started working as a lawyer. Then I figured out this really wasn't for me. So I also feel that as a lawyer, it's very tough. You know, I first of all, I didn't really like it. I had to read a lot of documents, work for a boss for 3 years until you become like a real lawyer. You have to do some sort of internship and you don't make that much money. Like what you see in the movies, like Suits and everything. Yeah, you can make money as a lawyer, but only after a couple of years. So I made around 2K a month and I really didn't like that. Then I studied business school and eventually I said, let's go. I want to start a new company, a software company, a startup. I was really passionate about blockchain and I started a blockchain business. But with a software startup, your income in the beginning is very low unless you attract a lot of investors. Now we had some investors, but still we kept our income very low, bootstrapping, you know, and I only made 800 euros a month. Now, luckily I did a successful exit and I sold that company to investors, so I made some money, but actually I thought the biggest mistake I made, I thought that this was going to be like my way to freedom, but as a startup founder, it's just another job. You're called entrepreneur, but actually you're just stuck in an office for 12 hours a day. You make little money, you have investors to please, and it's very competitive, and it's like a hit or miss, you know? You never know if your startup is going to become like really big or it's just going to zero. And yeah, that's really pretty tough. But I learned a lot. But eventually I said, let's go. I have some money from the startup exit. I'm going to buy a gym because I love the gym. I love sports like I told you before. I wanted to be in the gym. It was my second home. I started a gym, but oh my God, it was terrible. It was so hard to make money there. We worked with marketeers, but they couldn't figure out how to get us more members. So I started figuring it out myself. And then I found Alex Hormozi on the internet and you know, the rest is history. I figured out his strategies. I went to the United States to see him speak live and I learned so much there and I started using these marketing tactics on our gym. Our gym grew really quickly from that point. It grew so quickly and we're making a lot of money. And then some gyms, I started helping some other gyms. So I said like, hey, you know, my gym grew really quickly. Maybe I can help you out as well. And that's how I started my online business. And this is the result. I got 15K a month after 6 months. My record month was 30K as you could see, and I make around 250K a year. Last year, I'm going to make much more this year. And this is what I'm going to teach you. Like, my life is so different from what it was, and it's a big step, but it's also it's just so many tiny steps that you have to take, and you get there to this entirely different life, you know? This is when I just started, and I grinded, and I want to help you do the same. Now I'm living my dream life, just some more pictures, because for me it's still unbelievable to see like how beautiful my life is. I worked here in Fiji, one of the most beautiful places I ever saw. Fiji is amazing. Then I did some scuba diving somewhere in Thailand. I also did my first amateur competitive Muay Thai fight. That's amazing. And also the cool thing about this is I trained like 4 to 6 hours a day. It was really rough, you know, that old school Thai style. I felt like in the movie Kickboxer. And that was in November of 2023. And in November of 2023, I made almost 13K. Probably a little bit more because I always have some wire transfers. So I made like 15K, which is like almost 10x the income I had when I had my gym while I was training, living my dream life. You know, that's how insane this is. And the cool thing is I make people happy. You cannot forget that because, you know, the things I do, I really help people. They really grow. Like this guy, he tripled his revenue in 1 month. This was a gym that was almost going bankrupt. This guy became a good friend of mine now. He made 30,000 in less than 3 months. This one, 170 leads and 5,000 extra revenue in our first month. Worked together for 2 years now. We grow with 20 members each month. All right, I ran in a little camera issue there. But so they grow with 20 members each month. They grow already now for 9 months straight. They've been breaking revenue records every month. They doubled their revenue in the first month. Yeah, never grown this fast before. Gym Funnels delivers real results. That's my company. So and even more. You know, that's also super important because I can have a great impact on the world, and that's something that's you cannot underestimate that. I have purpose now. I don't work for someone else, I work for myself. And I make so many people happy. And the cool thing is, by making gym owners more successful, I create a great impact because the more successful gym owners are, the more healthy people there are. So that's also something that you know that I think about that makes me feel good, because if I make gym owners successful, I'm having like an indirect impact on the health of people. So, you know, that's the cool thing about online business. You can make such a big difference. And so in this mini course, I will teach you a couple of things. First of all, I will teach you how to pick the right business for you. Very important, because many people make mistakes here. They just go shiny object syndrome and they make mistakes. How to avoid the online job trap. You know, you have an online business, but you also have an online job. And those are two very different things, and you should be aware of it. What you need to start. I will give you everything you need to start. I will try to get you up and running as soon as possible because I want to make you successful. That's my goal. That's my job. That's why I'm taking the time recording this video, because I want to make you successful. Then I will tell you how to start and what you can do to reach the next level. All right? So, the very first thing that we are going to need when we start is a vision. All right? That's the thing that I want to that's the final thing of this intro. The next things will be in the other videos. But the very first thing you need is a vision. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please check it out in the link in the description. You can go to Skool, and in Skool, where we have the mini course as well, we also give away our workbook, because you will need a vision. You will need to write your vision. If you have ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, it's all about the mindset and the vision, because if you don't believe it, if you are not going to believe that you can achieve success, you will never achieve it. You have to start in your mind first with your vision, and this is exactly what I did. This is the proof, because this is exactly what I made in 2023, as you can see. And so you need a couple things. First is a vision board. So this was my vision board. If I would do it again, I would do it a little bit differently, but these images still inspire me. That's the most important thing. First of all, we have like Conor McGregor, because he's a very successful athlete, entrepreneur, and he's a family man. Okay, this guy is not perfect. Everything is not everything is black and white, you know. He has some good points, but there are also some bad points, especially recently. 2 years ago, he was less of a criminal. Now, I don't know about him. But this inspires me, like being successful, but also having a family. That's really important for me. Iman Gadzhi, because what he has done is also great. A young guy, driven, entrepreneurial, and it inspires me to see what a success he has achieved. Alex Hormozi, because he's super smart. He's driven, he's hardworking, he is so passionate about what he does. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he has achieved success in three different fields. First of all, he was an athlete, one of the best bodybuilders of all time, maybe the best of all time, or the most legendary of all time. Then he became a movie star, one of the best paid movie stars in the 80s. And then he became a politician, the highest level of politician that he could achieve. And you can say whatever you want about him, but he really lived life to the fullest. He had three different lives combined in one, and that's something that I think is so beautiful, because you don't have to do like one thing, just your career, or just your athlete career, or just your family life. No, you can do everything together if you do it well, and that's what inspires me. So that's the first thing you need, like the vision board. Then what you need are the goals. So these were my 2023 goals, and I achieved almost all of them. So I achieved the 10K profit like after 6 months. That's amazing. And then the second thing is buy a house in Portugal. I also did in 2023. I just bought a house because we were making so much money. I said like, let's do it. And then the third one, get a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That I didn't achieve. And I didn't achieve it yet, even after 2 years, because it's so hard, so much harder than I thought. But still, I went to Phuket and trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that's cool. And then what I also want you to do, and this has really helped me, is make your own Wikipedia page, because this really makes it so tacit, like you can feel it. You can just write a story about your life, your first life, what you've already done, what your life, how it started, you know, but your future, this is where you dream out loud and you just picture something. Now, I picture something here. Maybe, I don't know if it's going to happen exactly like that, but still you need to have a vision, you need to have direction. The direction of it is the most important thing. And these things are all in our Skool community. If you're watching on Skool, you can find it in the description, so you can make your own and you can see my examples, because these guys, it may feel a bit like wishy-washy, a bit touchy-feely spiritually, but still it's really about this. This is so important. It's not just a trick. This is where it starts, in the mind. If your mind can believe it, you can achieve it. All right? See you in the next one. All right, guys, in this part, we're going to talk about the business model of an online business. Let's go. So, the first thing I want to tell you, the first thing I want to teach you, the first point I want to make is that money is just a number. But the goal is to get freedom. If you're here and you want to become a billionaire, then this is not for you, okay? My opinion, my theory, my vision is that money is here to buy us freedom for yourself, for your family, even for your friends if you want. But money is just a vehicle to get freedom, to get what you want. If you just want money for the sake of money, I believe that that is a very poor existence, because why are you doing it? If you just want money for the money, it's ridiculous. Money is a tool to get certain things. And the most beautiful thing you can buy or you can attain with money is freedom, okay? And online business is the best way to get that freedom, because there are 4 types of freedom. First of all, the freedom of purpose. You can work for yourself on your own dream. Like what I'm doing, I'm helping gym owners. I'm passionate about gyms. I love gyms. When I go and travel the world, I go to different gyms. I love to talk about gyms. I love to watch different gyms. I love being in gyms, and I love to help gym owners figure out the business model of a gym and make more money in their gym. That's what I like, and I do it for myself. It's my purpose to do this. And this, what I'm now doing, is also a purpose of mine. I want to help other people make money online. That's something that I am passionate about. I want to get testimonials of people that say, Troy, you changed my life. You really made me a different person. I didn't know this was possible. And I already helped a couple of people achieve that. And the gratitude that they have towards me, that really makes me so happy. Gives me fulfillment. That's why I'm doing this. And that's what you can do with an online business, where you just choose what you are passionate about. The second freedom you can attain with an online business is location freedom. And that's very easy to attain, because from the moment you start working as an online business, you can work from anywhere. You just need a laptop, you need Wi-Fi, and that's it. You can just start making money, and it doesn't matter where you are. And the world is a beautiful place. I saw that. There were places that I worked that I was thinking, oh my God, this must be the most beautiful office in the world. I'm like, for example, when I was in Thailand, or in Fiji, or in Portugal, or in Spain. Oh my God, there are so many places that I traveled to that I had an office that was just like facing the ocean with an island, the sun setting, flamingos flying. It's insane. Like, and that's just what I don't want to go on a tangent here about traveling and the most beautiful things that I saw, but location freedom is amazing, because you can work from anywhere, and the world is a beautiful place. And I think, in my opinion, it would be a shame to only see like a small part of the world. The world is so big, explore it. And it's very hard when you have a job where you're bound to a location. Like when I was a gym owner, I was stuck. I had to be there all the time, and that was insane. I really hated that. I want to be free. Then the third thing you can achieve is time freedom. If you structure your business the right way, you can work when you want. Now, you will have to work, but you can work when you want. Like, for example, when I travel in different time zones, I just work when I want. Sometimes I work, most of the times I work in the morning a couple of hours, and then I'm free to do what I want. But in Thailand, the morning is like midnight for people in Europe. So it doesn't really matter when I do my work, as long as I have my work done. And that's a great thing, you know, if you have deadlines, if you have a boss watching that you're sitting on your chair for 8 hours a day, that's annoying. But I didn't have that, and I don't have that, and I will never have that again. It's amazing. So, time freedom. But then the fourth one is financial freedom. Now, I must say there are different definitions about financial freedom. You could say that financial freedom is when you live the life you want to live. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I have, in that part, in that definition, financial freedom. Now I still have to do some work to get my income. You could say that financial freedom is the freedom where you don't have to work at all anymore. And I'm working towards that. And how you do that is by getting a big amount of money that you can invest, so that your investment gives you a passive income, so you don't have to work to support your lifestyle. Now, I believe that everybody needs a purpose, and at one point you will be bored, so you need some purpose. I like to do what I do, but financial freedom is the ultimate freedom to attain, because then you can just say, okay, I'm gonna take a sabbatical this year and just see what happens. That's amazing, and that's something I'm working towards as well. Now, very important, what we're going to do. Now, how do you break free of the system? How do you break free of where you're in? Well, first of all, if you're an employee, you have a job. You have the least amount of freedom in this quadrant. This is the cash flow quadrant of Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad. And his book Cash Flow Quadrant is a must read. I really recommend that book because it opened my eyes. The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. It's like this quadrant is already talked about in the first book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, but he goes more in depth in the book Cash Flow Quadrant, of course, and it's really interesting to know everything behind this. But in summary, when you're an employee, you're stuck. You have the least amount of freedom, you just sell your time. Now, the step we're going to make is we're going to go become an online business. Now, the thing is, first you will become self-employed. You will become a freelancer. You will do something for someone and you'll get paid. You own a job. Now, the thing is, you already have a lot more freedom here if you structure your business well, if you price your services well, and if you set the right expectations. Then you own a job. You probably, if you do it right, you can work a lot, you can make a lot more money without working more, working even a lot less than in a job. But the thing is that this is a trap. This is the online job trap that I talk about. When you're just staying here, you're just a freelancer and you just work for someone else. You don't have one boss, you have multiple bosses. And if you do it the really bad way, you're going to be stressed out of your mind and you will work crazy hours to make a little bit more money than in this first quadrant, but you will work so many hours that actually on average your pay per hour is lower than if you were just staying here. So that's a trap that a lot of online businesses fall into. So be wary of this, and I will help you prevent this, because the online job trap is not where you want to be. Now, from this, so we're going to make the jump from employee to self-employed, and then we make a jump to business owner. It's very hard to go another way. So it's like this, and then we go to business owner. Now, in the business owner is you own a system, and that's where you want to be. Of course, the even better is the investor, and I will talk about it later, but the step from self-employed to business owner is a very hard step. And let me tell you, like the step from employee to self-employed requires one thing. That's balls, guts. You just have to be able to do it. You have to be able to take the risk and do it, okay? Now, once you have balls, once you are able to take the risk, then from self-employed to business owner, it takes skills. And these skills you have to learn. And I had to learn them as well. It wasn't easy for me. Now, I had some background in my startup, so I was able to delegate work and build a team, but still, it isn't easy. I can say that for now, I've been doing it successfully for, let's say, 1 year in my 2 years of online business. The first year, I was here in the online job. I was trapped. Well, I wasn't really trapped, but I was working a lot of hours to make the money I wanted to make. But I figured out that if I became a business owner, life is much better. You have much more freedom. You own a system. You can take a holiday like I did when I was training for my Muay Thai fight. I was hardly logging in on my laptop. I was maybe checking it once or twice a day. I did the same thing now in January when I was traveling, or when I was traveling now the last 3 months in Europe. I just checked my laptop, my email, checked your medication, and that's it. And that's only possible if you have a system. And building that system, that's the real skill that you need. And then the last step in the quadrant, and I want to grow to that step as well, but I'm not there yet, is the investor step, where you just own investments. You have money, you put money in something, and it just works for you. You don't have to, in this case, you don't sell your time, but here you have even more freedom. You have more, just do whatever you want. Then we know that we have to go from employee to self-employed to business owner, and eventually, if you are really successful, you can become an investor. There are 3 concepts that you need to know about picking your business. The first, and this is something I came up with myself, and it's something that I think about a lot. Like, first of all, you have to choose what boat you want to be in. So Warren Buffett has this amazing quote, and it says, "It's not how hard you row, it's what boat you are in." That's a very good quote, because in the first boat I was in, my startup, I had to row very hard and I was making little money. That's same for lawyer, rowing a lot, making little money. Gym owner, rowing a lot, making little money. Online business, I'm not in a rowboat anymore, I'm in a yacht, okay? I'm in a yacht and it goes fine. I just have to steer a little bit and that's it. You know, that's the analogy that we want to make. But you, in every niche, you can decide, like you can pick different boats and you have to choose the right boat, okay? For example, yes, the gym niche. For example, the fitness marketing niche. No, that's actually a bad example. Let me give you a better example. Let me think of an example that really... Yeah, somebody came to me a couple days ago. And he said, I love suits. I love to build suits and I want to do something with it. I said, okay, you have different boats. The worst boat to be in is if you just start working a job for someone else who sells suits. That's the worst one. Now, the better one would be if you become self-employed and you just go and sell suits to people yourself. Now, what if you go more niche and you go to sell suits to CEOs and business owners and entrepreneurs? You go like to the investment banking, like the highest level. That's a much easier boat. You will have to work just as much as in the first one, but you will make more money because you can price it higher because you go more to specific niche. That's a much easier boat. Then the third option that you have is you eventually start your own company and you let other people sell the suits and make the suits and you just own the company. And that's the best boat to be in because you don't have to row that hard. It's like the motor yacht versus the rowboat. That's the same example. So that's what I mean. Like you can pick the worst way of doing things, which would be like sell your time. You can go like the better option, which would be like for him to just pick a niche and only sell to the top tier customers. And the even better option would be that he starts his own companies and lets other people sell for him. Now, another example that makes it also clear. You can start a restaurant. The restaurant will be very hard. You will have to work a lot. You can also start a software company. Software company, you will have to work just as much, but you will make so much more money because the boat you're in is much better. It's a much better vehicle to make money. And that's something that's very important. Like always look for the better boat. Like what boat is better here? How can I jump like another level and get like the asymmetrical gains? Like I just do things on another level where I just put in as much time as I did before, but I just get much more return on investment of my time. Okay? And that's the thing, like again, an online business would be the best way to be in. What belt do you have? And that's what it's an analogy that I use when because I love martial arts. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you have like 5 belts. You have the white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, and eventually the black belt. And in black belt, you have some more categories, but I don't really know about that. But in business, it's the same. Like you can start an easy business. For example, marketing. Like what I do, marketing services for other companies. You can learn it in 3 months. If you study intensively, you can just learn it. It's not that hard. You can start running ads for people. It's a blue belt level, let's say. It's not like white belt because you need some skills. It's like a blue belt level business. So you can already make some money if you get some skill. Now, for example, what I did, I had a software company, but that's a black belt level company. It's a black belt level business model. And that's the wrong way to start because I wasn't making that much money in my software company because I was not ready. I didn't have the skills yet to grow a company. And I think if I would do it again, it would be much more successful. Again, I do not really regret it. I learned a lot, but I did it for 4 years. I could have just done it for 1 year. It would be fine. And the reason that I didn't become a billion-dollar company is because it was a black belt business model. It's very hard. You need a lot of money, you need investors, you need a big team, you need developers, you need so much. That's why you have to be wary of your belt. If you're a blue belt, pick a blue belt opportunity. If you're already a black belt in business, then you can go do anything that you want, okay? For example, like investing, like becoming an investor, it's very hard to just, from being an employee, become an investor because being an investor requires black belt level skills. You know what I'm saying? So let's say we start a marketing agency, an online business, and you know it's a blue belt, so you get the skills. But then you can pick a niche, of course, because it's always better to pick a niche. And I will explain more about it later. But then you have to be aware of the market timing. Like when is the market ready for it? Is the market perfectly timed? For example, in a marketing agency, there are different niches. There are niches that require your help really, really soon, as much as possible, because they don't really have people that can help them. Or you have other niches like the fitness marketing niche where I'm in. There are already a lot of fitness marketeers out there. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad niche, but it's much harder. If, for example, and I just stay in that niche because I'm passionate about it, but if, for example, another niche like real estate, also very crowded, a lot of marketeers in there, you can make money, but it's gonna be harder than if you pick like the niche where it's like not that crowded. There are not many marketeers. For example, a friend of mine started marketing restaurants, specifically takeaway restaurants. That was amazing niche because these restaurants, they have never worked with a marketeer before because they didn't know about marketeers that they could help them. And especially in where I'm from in Belgium, like there are not a lot of restaurant marketeers out there. And he's like, it's like easy for him to start selling and to build it. It's much easier than if you would go in the fitness marketing niche. So that's the three concepts that you should keep in mind. Like, what boat do you want to be in? What belt do you have skill-wise? And pick the right market, time the market correctly. The fitness marketing niche 10 years ago, really good. Alex Ramosi was one of the first guys that did it. If you're gonna do it now, it's gonna be hard to become a millionaire. You can make a good amount of money, but it's gonna be harder. So that's the thing that I wanna talk about, okay? Then, now what can you do online? You can do many different things. You can do day trading, you can do drop shipping, you can do service-based online businesses. Now, of course, I think if you were paying attention, like I'm doing, the best thing to do is a service-based online business for many different reasons. The first reason is you don't need any capital to start. With dropshipping, you need capital. With day trading, you need some capital, some money already to start. Because in day trading, you will invest your money and gamble a bit. And same with dropshipping, you gamble because you buy some stock and everything. You need to pay for ads. Well, you don't need to buy a stock, I'm sorry, but you need to pay for ads. You need to spend at least like 3,000 euro in ads budget, and then you find the winning product and you can get some money. But you need a lot of skill to start this. And you can also lose money before making money. In a service-based business, you will not lose money before making money because you just start working with people and you don't have any startup costs. Okay, that's the first one. Now, another reason is day trading, drop shipping. For example, day trading. Day trading, you make money. You need money to make money. But if you stop trading, you stop making money. With a business, like I told you, if you become a business owner, it's a system and it keeps making money for you because you are owner of a system. It's the same for me. That's why I can, for example, be away for 3 months, just check my email and still make money. While a day trader will not make money because he will have to day trade at least 2 to 4 hours a day. And okay, it's nice, it's not that much, and you can maybe make time for it, but still, it's different. It's a difference, and he cannot go away for 1 year. Eventually, I will be able to go away for 1 year, and my business will keep growing because I will hire a CEO, and he will run the business for me. And I can also sell the business if I want. A day trader will not be able to sell himself. He's just investing money, gambling with it, and seeing if it works. Also, day trading, very hard to learn. Because it's like you have so many competition. Everybody wants to make money by investing, and it's like if you become really really good. I even heard that it becomes harder because you will be like like the brokers and the platforms will not like you because you make too much money. Eventually, I don't know a lot about day trading. I delved into it a little bit, but it's not. I know some day traders, and I know some people who quit day trading because it was very hard to sustain. Dropshipping is the same. Dropshipping actually is you find a product, you hope that the product, you test products, it wins, you have a winning product, it can make you some money. You have a very small margin, so you have to like push it out, a lot of ads, and eventually the product will not sell anymore because everybody's doing it. So it's actually like a race to find the winning product the first, and once you are the first, you can make some money, but then the second and the third person that finds it does another offer, makes it cheaper, and eventually you lose all your margin, and you have to find another product, and that's actually how it goes. Don't get me wrong, you can make money with these things, but I just feel it's if you want to make your first dollar online, just start a service-based online business. It's amazing. What can you do? Social media marketing agency, like myself. Companies need clients, and if you can help them get clients, it's very easy value proposition. You're like, okay, I can get you clients. Let's do it. You get X amount of clients, I get X amount of money, and that's how you can configure your price after a while because you know how many clients you can get in your niche, and then you just sell your services. For example, I sell my service for 1,000 euro per month to 1,500 euro per month, and I can help some gym owners, they make at least 10K from the ads that I run. Some even more. Some, like I showed you, tripled their revenue. And that's amazing because I'm happy, they are happy. That's social media marketing agency. It's a very clear, easy proposition. I get you clients. Then coaching and consulting, same thing. You could help people get clients, but you can also coach people to become better business owners or become better with social media, or you can consult them on certain things like sales, how to be a better salesperson, or even let's do something else, like you can coach people become better at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu online. That could work. Like you could be an online personal trainer. That a lot of people make good money with that, although it's a bit of a crowded niche now, but still, this is also very cool. It's a service-based online business. Website building, you can just build websites in an easy way, sell it and get recurring revenue because you ask for a service fee every month, and this is how you can make a lot of money. Clipping, where you just clip videos for people. It's easy to make money. If you like video editing, it's a very good way to start making money, and you can become like better and become like very famous for a specific style of clipping, and then you can become the best clipper, and it's a very nice business model as well. Influencing, you're an influencer, you just post a lot on Instagram, you build an audience, then you just work together with brands to get some money. A very good online business model. Copywriting, you write copy, write good emails, write good social media posts for other companies so that they can make more money. All just examples, and there are hundreds more, okay? But the service-based online business is the best way to go, and I have most expertise in this because I help gym owners get more clients, and I am also a business coach for gym owners. Now, I also have experience with website building because I built websites for gym owners, and that's mostly it, yeah. So, next video, we're going to discuss what exactly you need to start, and in the other video, we're going to tell you how to start, how you can start making your first dollar, your first euro online. I'll see you in the next one. All right, guys, so we already discussed a little bit about how I transformed my life and how starting an online business was the craziest thing that I could do and completely changed my life and could change your life as well. Then we talked about the business models and the different options, and we saw that the service-based online business is the easiest way to start and the easiest to scale, and that's where I have most expertise, and I can teach you exactly how to do that, and that's what I'm going to do. The first thing that we need to discuss is, what do you need to start? We talked about the fact that we don't need a lot of startup capital, that's true, but you need other stuff. The thing you will need is a lot of software. When I started, I had a very complex system because I had no clue what to do. I needed clients, and to get clients, you need landing pages. Well, you need landing pages, you need sales funnels, you need email funnels, you need ads to get those clients to know who you are, to find out about you. You need a booking system, you need lead automation to get those leads in appointments. To get clients, you need a lot of different things. But also, once you have a client, it doesn't stop there. You need to onboard these clients. You need to make sure that these clients get invoiced in time, all the time, especially if you do like monthly services. You need to manage those clients if they have questions. You need to support those clients. You need client onboarding to make sure that they're doing everything right. For example, if you run like marketing services for a client like I do, you need to make sure that these clients give access to their Facebook business manager, etc., etc. A lot of things that have to happen here, and the client has to do that we cannot do for the client. But if we cannot do it for the client, we have to make it very easy for the client to do, because otherwise you get angry clients. And a lot of clients are not so tech savvy. They have no clue how computers work. So you need a very good onboarding experience. Really, I underestimated this a lot. Then you need to check the client results, because clients need to know that you're doing a good job, that you have like for example, when you run marketing campaigns, that you give them like the results, the leads, the cost per lead, the KPIs, to give them like insight in what you're doing. If you're building a website, you need to give them regular updates about what you're doing. You need their feedback. You need to get like some sort of project management, like, okay, they want this button there, this button there. You need a system to get all of that together. And you have to also help clients get lead management, because if you get leads for clients, you can organize everything, but the client needs to know, how do I call the leads? How do I contact the leads? In summary, there are a lot of moving parts. And one thing that you also need to learn, that was a big thing that I had to learn as well, is how to sell like a pro. Now, luckily, I come from the gym industry and I sold a lot there. I had like almost 1,000 appointments which more of half of them were successful sales. So I really know how to sell, okay? So I had some experience here already, which helped me a lot when selling my services for my online business. Now, how I started and how most people have started is the old way, a very complex and expensive way. Because I started with ClickFunnels for landing pages, ActiveCampaign for emails. I also had Lemlist for emails because ActiveCampaign is very good for mobile emails, but Lemlist is much better for when people reply. You can reply with some nice tools, but I had like two different email systems, which actually looking back makes no sense because it's quite expensive. Calendly to book appointments, Google Sheets to get the clients to manage their leads. Then I had Zapier to connect all of those different moving parts. I also have Slack to talk to the team. Then I have HubSpot for calling because it was easier for me to call people via my computer instead of via my phone. Because, for example, I have a work phone and it's much easier to just call. I used to not have a work phone and I didn't want to call people with my private number, so I used the number online, which was also easier because then you can record the calls and know which people you called exactly. But that I used a separate software for that called HubSpot, which was also quite expensive, especially if you add team members. So I was paying around €1,000 per month for all this software, and still, because I had it was like one big puzzle and I had it glued together, they didn't match perfectly. I had to glue the pieces together, and I had like a lot of problems. Like Calendly didn't sync automatically with all my other systems, so appointment got lost, and that's very annoying because a person texts me like, "Hey, we had an appointment," and I just lose the sale. You know, you're never going to get that person back in a call. Then Zapier broke, which the tool Zapier that pieces together all the different that glues together all different pieces. Sometimes it broke down, which resulted in leads getting lost. Leads for me, but also leads from my clients. I remember that I had like a beautiful email funnel made, but it was very hard to get leads from ClickFunnels into the ActiveCampaign funnel. Oh, it was terrible. But I'm telling you this because there is a solution. There is one system. And if there is one thing that you remember from this mini course, then it is to please use this one system to get started with your agency, your online business, your coaching, whatever consulting, whatever business you want to start online. You really need the right software. Otherwise, this is just a drag. It slows you down. It takes so much time to figure out all different moving pieces, while there is just one system. And that's actually a system that we have created ourselves. So it's a software that already exists in the market, but we have configured it to be perfect for an online business so that you have everything in one place. You have sales funnels, you have landing pages, you have calendars inside that same software, all automations and automations via SMS and via WhatsApp, which is so cool because I know I'm a pioneer in Belgium using this software because I have automatic lead follow-up on WhatsApp. That's so cool. When I have a lead, I can send them a video immediately of myself like, hey, so cool that you're interested in blah, blah, blah. I want to get in touch with you. Book a call in the link below. And then a WhatsApp message, boom, another one with a link. If they don't respond, another one. This automation, this is really insane. This has moved the needle for me a lot. This made me super successful because I was the only one doing it. And still, it's very, very innovative. So this alone would be worth €1,000 per month. Then forms, all the forms for the leads, the lead follow-up, metric tracking, so you know what leads are where, are you doing well, how's your funnel performing, the WhatsApp business integration, and even a social media planner, which has really improved my social media because I can just plan ahead when I want to when I want to post social media stuff. And even more, I can automatically reply to people who DM me, automatically reply to people who comment on a post. This is insane. And the price for this is between 97 and 497 per month. I, of course, have built I've built everything. And you can get all of this for 97 to 497 per month. It depends on many different things. Like 497 is the most expensive version that you want to resell. So the thing is, you can get that software for free in our mentorship program. But I'll talk about our mentorship program later. It's not for everyone, okay? It's for people who really want to mentor. But if you other people that say, okay, I don't need a mentor, I figured it out myself, you can still get all our templates, all our funnels, all our landing page, exactly the software that we have built for ourselves. You can just get it. And you can get it by starting a free trial via the link down below. And you start with a free trial. You get all our templates from the start, all our landing pages, all our funnels. You get everything from the start, and we will give you an extra course on how to sell like a pro, how to sell in video calls for free. You pay that software. That's not for us. We get an affiliate fee. I'm going to be totally transparent. We get a percentage of the cost you pay for the software, but you're going to need that software anyway. So you better just do it via our link. So you get all the templates. Otherwise, you start with a blank software. You have to create everything yourself. And this has taken me like 2 years to get it perfect. And you can just start it with one-click setup. You start with our free trial, boom, you get it. Plus, you get our sales mastery course, which this is insane. I mentor people, and the biggest improvement we can make is in the sales most of the time. Because once we teach you, you can find on YouTube and stuff, and if you Google and if you buy other courses, you can find how to get traffic, how to run ads. But how to sell, that's the most important skill, because a lot of people, they get people on a call, but what then? How do you sell a high ticket package? I figured out how to sell a high ticket package via video call. I sell at this moment, I start, as you saw in the previous videos, I start with 650 euros, then 1,000 euros, then 4,000 euros for one package. Now I sell packages of 18,000 euros. 18,000. 18,000 euros for a package, for a mentorship for the gym. 18. That's quite a big package, and it goes really easy because I figured out how to sell, and I want to teach you that. I can't stress enough how important it is, because I used to not believe in sales skills. I used to be the guy that thought people buy or they don't buy, whatever. You cannot influence them. But never have I been so wrong. And I learned that in the gym when I had, in the beginning, 30% conversion rate. People that came in, 10 people came in, I had 3 people that bought. Now later I figured out that when you run ads, when you get people to get an appointment in the gym, only in the gym, you will always sell around 30%. Now I improved that to 80%. So in the gym, when I had 10 people coming in, 8 of them bought. And I sold expensive gym memberships, 600 euros for 6 weeks. Now, these skills have helped me sell my services in my online business, but I had to adapt it, of course, because selling via video call for online services is something totally different. The principles are the same, but you need to know the tactics. And that's exactly what you will learn in this course. And I will shut up about the course now because I'm super excited, because I get so many feedback from people that say, this is insane. From the moment I start watching that course, like even yesterday, somebody told me, yeah, I watched that course. Normally I sell 1 in 3. And yesterday, 3 people were on a call and I sold all 3 of them. So I think the course really works. I'm so happy. And this was like an older lady that I'm also coaching. And that's insane, because she was doing sales all her life. But now after the course, yeah, she really crushed it. And the good thing is that all this software is one-click setup. So you start with the software, the cheapest version, 97 per month, click, and you have everything you need. It's insane. And I get happy, but I also get a bit mad, because I used to start with this system of 1,000 euro per month. And you can just start with this system, and you can start for free with a free trial, and then you can pay like 97. So yeah, and in our mentorship program, you get it entirely for free. So let's have a look at the software, what it exactly does. That gets more in detail. So we have this funnel. That's the Internet Freedom Funnel that I will tell you everything about. So we start with traffic. You need traffic. You need people to find out that you exist. I always talk about, there's a good example, like, for example, if you have the best product in the world, you hand out $100 bills on the street. How many bills will you hand out a day? Maybe 10, 20, 30. Why? It's the best product in the world. Everybody wants free $100 bills, but nobody knows you're there. Nobody knows it. So you have to figure out that people know that you exist first. That's the most important thing. Even if you have the best product in the world, if you're the best person in the world, the expert on everything, you need to make people aware that you exist because nobody knows you, okay? So that's traffic. You need ads, DMs, cold email, and an organic content system that we have really perfected. And then our funnel, once you have the traffic. So our funnel, we start with landing pages with social proof. So this is really cool. If you're watching this on June 19, 2025, you could have booked plus 100 appointment in your gym by September 27, 2025. So these landing pages, they really work because, you know, this little gimmick makes people like, oh, wow, they are really trusted. They can do something crazy. And get 100 appointments, for example, you could change it with get 30 clients. You could have a website by September 27. You know, you can. This is a very cool gimmick, and it works, and it gets people to book appointments even easier. Once they enter the landing page, we always are going to nurture them via email with some testimonials, some social proof. Then we also, next to email, we also have an automated lead follow-up with WhatsApp or SMS. People in Europe, they love WhatsApp, so use WhatsApp all the time. I also have clients in Dubai, they also love WhatsApp. Everybody in the UAE uses WhatsApp like crazy. And I think many different places in the world are already getting crazy for WhatsApp. So automatic WhatsApp messages to get them to book appointments. And if you can, I don't know, yeah, you can see this. So the cool thing is these WhatsApp messages are also very smart. So for example, this message, it says, hi, Shiamol, this is Troy from GymFunnels, somebody from Dubai here. I noticed you checked one of our ads and I saw you have 150 members in your gym at the moment and you would like to reach 300 in 12 months. Is this correct? This message, this WhatsApp message, it's impossible to ignore. It's almost impossible to ignore. I have like 90% of people that react to this message. So that means that 90% of the leads I am in touch with. Normally you have 50% max. Now I have 90% of the leads that I'm talking to because of this smart WhatsApp messages. And as you can see, boom, he booked the appointment right away, 2 minutes after that message. And then he started sending me I have an automatic reminder for the appointments, of course. But then he started talking to me, and this person has become a client as well. So, and then we could also even add AI to it. This is a new system that I've been experimenting with and that I've been running now for a month, a little bit over a month. It's even better because I can just, the AI books the appointment for me. Because, for example, if the person wants to book an appointment, says, I can't find a spot, or I haven't booked an appointment yet, I don't know, the AI start talking to it. And this is really cool. And yeah, I'm not going to go too much in depth because the possibilities with AI are insane. But just know that we are using everything that AI is able to do in our software as well. Then we have the calendar booking, of course, as you can see, and the automated reminders, like Shiamal here. That's the same person here. Hey, we'll have a call soon. Just reminding you, pam pam, link, all good. Thanks, Roy. Looking forward to catching up tomorrow. This is, yeah, you know, this lead is already so warm. It's so warm because of the WhatsApp conversation. It's like this person is coming onto the video call. It's like he's talking to a friend because we already had like WhatsApp conversations and everything. Maybe he saw a video or a picture of me that I've also sent via WhatsApp automatically. This person already knows me before he goes onto the call. So you have much higher show rate and you also have a much warmer lead, so easier to close. Then we move to the sales call, which I will tell you everything about in the Sales Mastery course, and how you do the sales calls, how you get payment in the call, etc., because those are very important things. And then to manage that, we have a sales pipeline in our software, because then you can see exactly how you're performing on the sales side and how you can evaluate your entire funnel. And then it doesn't stop there, because once you have sold a client, you need to onboard them. And onboarding used to be a nightmare for me. It used to be terrible because I was like, oh shit, I have to book a call. I did like 2 calls to get them, like 2 hours. And then I need to write emails with setup instructions. No, now it's automatic. It's really insane. It's automatic. I receive a payment. They get a welcome email. They get access to an onboarding course. We book one onboarding call, plug and play, boom, and we go. And these plug and play templates for clients are also in our software. So you know exactly what you can do in our software. You can, if you know how to sell, you will have a very easy time delivering to your clients, because we have done all the groundwork for you. Because you can start with our plug and play templates, like how to run a campaign, how to run ads, everything automatic lead follow-up for your client is already in the software as well. Because it's not about only selling, you also want to do onboarding quickly, because if you can't do onboarding efficiently, this will become the bottleneck in your business and you will suffer. Your business will be constrained. From the moment you get like 10, 20 clients, you'll be like, oh my God, I can't handle this anymore. This is too much for me. Not with this. All right, so to summarize, we give you the tech stack in one-click setup. You can have a free trial via our link in the description, but if you want to start without membership, you can already go to the free trial. If you want to know more about our mentorship, you can apply for it, but in the next video, I'm going to explain exactly what it is, because we don't, like I said before, we don't work with anyone, with everyone. We want to see that we're a match first. I'll talk more about it in the next video. You will get our sales mastery course if you sign up with the free trial link, or if you in our mentorship, of course. We'll teach you how to close clients in video calls for high ticket offers. All right. And now we're going to talk about the next level, our mentorship, and how you can start, what you should do to start your online business. I see you in the next one. Now you made it to the final video in this mini course. You learned that starting an online business can drastically change your life. You know about business models and which one to pick. You know that you need tech, and we are able to provide you with the best all-in-one solution. Now I'm going to give you the tools, the keys on how to start, because that's something that a lot of people don't do. They just think about it. They have the idea for years and years, and that's it. It remains an idea. It's a lost dream. It's like you have these sci-fi movies where you have like parallel universes. You could either have like the dream life, or you can have the boring life you're living right now, probably. And where you're trapped in doing something you don't want. And if you just keep the idea, you choose the boring life. It just remains an idea in your head. You will, at the end of your life, think, what if I had ever taken action on that idea? That's what happens if you don't start. So I'm going to teach you how to start, so you can go to this spot, like in the sci-fi movies. You become like a drastically different character. You just have a drastically different life because you decided to act on the idea. That's what we want to do here, okay? So how do you start? So when I started, even though I had some experience, I did it for my own gym marketing services. I know it had results. I felt confident I could help my gym get results month after month after month. And I did it for a couple other gyms. And only then I started to offer my service to like complete unknown people. And still, even though I had some proof, I still started for free because I wanted to be really sure that I could help people. And it was hard for me to get clients. I thought like, how can I get clients? Now later on I figured out that you can just also run very efficient ads and get clients easily on autopilot. But for me, I was like doing the easy route and the safe route, where I just DM'd a lot of people, like 30 to 50 DMs per day, and I said, hey, I want to help you get more members in your gym. I will start for free. You can change the offer with anything. I can I want to build your website for free. If you like it, you pay me. If you don't like it, you don't pay me. Something like that. You can even like already start and build a website or whatever. Or maybe that's not a good idea. But the thing is, the principle is start for free. That's the best way to start. If you have never made $1 online, €1 online, just start for free. If of course you already have some experience, then this is not for you. Then you just have to crank up the volume, make more efficient acquisition systems, which I can also talk about for hours, because after 2 years of running my online business, the systems that I've created have drastically improved, and it's all about tinkering the system to make it as efficient as possible. But let's say if you're a complete beginner, start for free. What I did, how I start, is I gave like 2 weeks of service for free. I ran some ads I did for only 3 people, where I ran ads for free to 3 gyms. And after 2 weeks, I said like, okay, do you like the results and do you want to pay me? I ask 650 euros per month. And even today, I still have 2 of those 3 clients after 2 years. One of them, they quit because they quit their gym. or they had a new owner in the gym. But the two others still remain my clients. Now I have increased the price for them, but still I give them like a little bit discount because they were like the first clients I ever had. And that's how I start. Just start for free with DMs. It's a very easy way to get started because you just text people very cold. It's time intensive, it just costs you time. But at the beginning, you rather sacrifice your time than money. Now, already after 1 month, I start running ads as well because I figured out if you're good at ads, it's the best way to get clients because it's on autopilot. You just start one campaign and you have leads coming in, you do your sales call and boom, you're ready. You can also do cold email with Loom videos, which I have tried as well. It is quite successful, but you need a lot of volume for this. But it's a very efficient system. This is mostly interesting if your niche isn't really on Instagram or Facebook, and if it's more like an email type of audience that you're serving, which could be the case if you're like serving CEOs and etc. You could of course use LinkedIn there and do like direct messages on LinkedIn, but sometimes email is also a good option. But I would always prefer these two, like DMing and ads. And in the beginning, just DM a little bit if you don't have a lot of budget. If you have some budget, some money in the bank, start on firing on both cylinders, get DMs and ads as well. And then what you do is you slowly increase the price. You look for the sweet spot. After a while, you know your market, you know exactly what the sweet spot will be for your market. So I start with 650 euros a month. I knew that would be like a great deal for them because the results that I got my clients were much higher than that. For the first 3 clients, I generated around, let's say, 3,000 to one even had like 7,000, so 3,000 to 7,000 extra revenue per month for them. So yeah, for the best one, it was even like a 10x increase on his return on investment. So he invested 650 in me, a little bit of ad budget, and then he made 7,000 euros. So that's really a very good investment. So the first clients were too cheap, and I figured out that quickly. So I started, then I did like 1,000 a month, and I did 4,500 for 3 months. And for a very long time, I had like the offer where they could choose like it's 4,500 for 3 months or 1,000 per month for 6 months. And that's also a very good way of structuring your deal because at some point, if you give a person options, if you give your client options, this is something that I will talk more about in the Sales Mastery course. If you give a person options, it feels good for them. They like options. People like to choose because they feel in control. They don't feel pushed. They're like, oh, I can choose here. So when I made the option 4,500 for 3 months or 1,000 per month for 6 months, and this you pay upfront and this you pay 1,000 every month, a lot of people took this one, and actually it was better for me because after 6 months I had 6,000 euros in revenue, and after 3 months I had 4,500 in revenue. But then they took a break and they maybe re-engaged later, or they quit because in marketing, people also quit. They don't always want new leads. Sometimes they're like, okay, it's okay for me. So I did that for a while, and then I figured out the best way to price it. So now I have like a mentorship program for gyms because I'm so experienced in the gym niche. I can teach them everything more than just sales, more than marketing. I can do marketing for them, which I still do for 1,000 per month. But I can also teach them everything on how to run a gym. And this is actually something that gym owners are looking for because many new gym owners have no clue how to run a business. And I figured that out after 2 years. Well, already after 1 year, I had the idea of doing this because a lot of people, they say, oh, I just want leads, but eventually they actually want to know how to run the business. So I started to offer a mentorship program, which is 1,500 per month. And it's for 12 months. It's a 1-year contract. This means that I make 18,000 euro for one client in 1 year. That's really good, Not a lot of people are able to do that. Okay, Alex Hormozi beats me here. He offers, he goes twice that price, or yeah, twice that price. Well, okay, I'm not Alex Hormozi, but I'm doing quite a good job because it's just me. It's Troy, and it's not a company of 40 people, And actually, the good thing is, and that's something I talk about as well, I don't do anything in those contracts. That's the crazy thing. So the marketing is delegated to my marketing colleague, and the mentorship coaching is delegated to my coaching colleague, who is also a gym owner. So I make 18,000 euro for one client for 12 months without me lifting a finger. I just have to do the sale most of the time, and now even that I'm delegating. So it's pretty good, you know? Now, this is hard to start. So I always say, like, start with for free for a week or a couple weeks or whatever, like create a simple one-page free website, do a free video for them, do like a one free social media post for them, ask them if they like it. Then you start with some price which is on the low end so that you just have to say yes, but you will eventually have a feeling about what results you're able to get people. Then you can increase it a bit, structure it, give options, and then you can arrive at the place where you're like, okay, this is my high ticket offer. I can offer this to certain types of people that really need this. So that's how you start. Just do it, okay? That's the thing. You will always have questions. You will always be like, am I ready? You're never ready. You just have to do it. It's like, you can, like Steve Jobs says, you can never connect the dots. Um, you can only connect the dots looking backward, not looking forward. So you just have to do it, figure it out, make mistakes, fail, stand up again. Now, the biggest mistake is not taking action. If you don't do it, you will never reach it. If you don't take a shot on the goal, you will always miss. But the biggest mistake number two is trying it all by yourself. And that's a mistake I avoided quickly because I started investing in mentors and courses right away because I knew I had to have information. That's why I went to Alex Hormozy in the United States and I spent quite some money to get there. It wasn't cheap, but by doing that, I have a financially free life. I can work from anywhere in the world and I'm very, very good at marketing for gyms because of that, because I learned from the best. And I just want to drill this point home. You know, you don't have to work with us necessarily, although that would be great, and I'll talk about it later if you're a fit. But please invest in a course, invest in mentors, do something, because otherwise you will most likely quit. And if you quit, you lose, you know? What will happen is you will waste a lot of time. And if you waste time, you'll feel like, oh my God, what am I doing? Is this really possible? I don't believe that this dream life is possible. It's not for me. You will lose momentum. You will not get any wins and you will quit. You will just say like, nah, okay, it's not for me. And you quit. And that's normal because if you don't get rewarded fast enough, people will just naturally quit. It's very hard to commit to something for 2 years without seeing results. You can do it for 2 months without seeing results, but you need results to keep going. That's the thing. That's how humans are wired. We need results to get positive feedback, like, okay, it works. So then you get motivated again. But if you don't have any results for a couple months, you will say like, okay, this doesn't work. But it's actually not the work that doesn't work. It's you that are not doing the right things. And that's the thing that you have to avoid, because if, for example, I would have started and after 6 months I would have not made a euro, I would just have quit, and all this dream life, this everything that I have right now will not exist, and I will be stuck in an office somewhere. Also, you can make very expensive mistakes. I made expensive mistakes for you. Please learn from my mistakes. I made bad contracts. Even though I'm a lawyer, I was too quick with the contract. I neglected some very important parts, and I had clients that wanted to get out the contract and get their money back for some reason. Like, you have bad people around there. If you're doing business, you're gonna meet bad people as well, bad businesses. And I got screwed a couple times because of a bad contract, which cost me a lot. Now, luckily, I was able to recover from that because I have money in the bank. I know how to sell. And that's the next thing. If you're bad at sales, you have a lot of appointments, but you don't sell. Like, imagine that if you could sell 30% of the people that come on a call, or 80. You know what difference that is in money you're making? That's a huge difference. It's the difference between going bankrupt and becoming very, very rich from your business. That's the difference. That 50% is crucial. And you can get that 50% by increasing your skills. Wasted ad budget. Luckily, I'm good at ads and I had some wins early on. But if you are bad at ads and you just take a chance, especially in this market nowadays where it's much harder to advertise on Meta because there's much more competition, yeah, then you will just lose a lot of money. You can lose 1,000 euros a month with wasted ads. And again, if you run ads and you're bad at sales, you're also ruining, you're just throwing money away. And frustration, because like I said, if you don't see a win fast enough, you will just quit. That's how people are wired. We need positive feedback to keep going. And sometimes the people that are very successful are just people that were lucky to get a win from the beginning. So they were like motivated, like, this works. And once you have that mindset, like, this works, you will keep going. That's the thing. So I have been there. I invested almost 100K in mentors and courses over the span of my life. And I'm so happy I did, because that is why I'm here. That's exactly why I'm here. I was also in business for 6 years before I became successful. So I spent 100K in money, but I also spent a lot of time before I actually made success. I was a lawyer. I learned some stuff, but I also learned that I didn't want to be stuck in an office. I was in business school. I was in a startup where I learned a lot of stuff, but I didn't make that much money. I was a gym owner where eventually I made money, but first year I made no money at all. I could just barely survive. And then I became successful, and now I have abundance. Now I have more than ever than I will ever need. And I'm also happy that I get this money in a way that I love to get money. Like I'm fulfilled. I have my mission. And I really believe that you can do it in 6 months, just like I did, because I am able to give you exactly what we know. I give you our plug and play software system. If you work with us, you get our plug and play software system. You could also just start a free trial if you still want to figure it out by yourself. Like I said, free trial, you will need the software anyway, so just click the link and you get already templates. But if you work with us in a mentorship program of 6 months, you will get our plug and play software system, and also how to work with it, how to adapt it to your own needs, and how to really create a system that fits your needs even better. And you will also learn all skills you need as an online business owner. Marketing, how to market yourself, how to run ads. That's it's a very broad topic, and there is like hours and hours of content and course material that I could give you for that. So we teach you exactly how to run efficient ads, not waste money, but make a positive return on investment right away. How to get organic leads and post organic content with our organic content system that works really well, because ads take money and goes fast. Organic doesn't take money, goes slow. But once you have organic, if you master this, it becomes your unstoppable lead machine that just keeps giving you leads every day. Email funnels, very important and often neglected. How to create an email funnel that gets leads to warm up and book a call and eventually buy from you. And lead follow-up as well with our WhatsApp automation and even our AI system that works really well that I've seen the last few months. Sales mastery, like I said, how to sell, something I believe I'm very good at and I can teach in a very good way because I see crazy results from the people we work with. Then, one of the things I haven't talked about yet, but like I said, you can be like an employee, you can be self-employed, and you can be a business owner. And to become a business owner, you need the skill of delegation. You need to be able to build a system. You build a system with people and with software. You'll already have the software, but you need to build a team of people as well. And I started working with virtual assistants after 3 months, I believe. It was insane. That allowed me to get my time back to focus on selling, which is something that you should outsource at the latest. And by doing this, I can sell something of 18,000 euro and I don't have to put 1 minute of my time in it. This is entirely possible. I built a system. I built a team. I work with, I think, 8 virtual assistants right now. They're all top performing virtual assistants. I have one for software, for marketing, for customer support, for our finance, for sales, for appointment setting, for content creation and content editing. This is the way of the online business. You can work with people from the Philippines, India, Pakistan, Brazil, whatever. I always work with people from the Philippines, and I can talk about that for a lot because you need to hire a team, build a team, but it's not easy. It's not like just clicking a button and you get a perfect performer. I also made my mistakes here, but this is a crucial step if you want the freedom of an online business. Otherwise, you got an online job, and that's not what you want. Well, at least not what I want. And then the finance part, because a lot of businesses make the mistakes here of not having efficient cash flow planning, making mistakes. It looks on paper like they're making money, but actually they're losing money. And that's how businesses go out of business. So I also believe that I'm very good at that. And this is something I learned in my startup. I really know what cash flow is, and I know how to invest intelligently so that you can get a return on investment all the time in your business with the money that's on your bank. So who do we like to work with? Not with anyone, not with everyone. We would like to work with people who are committed. I don't care if you're young, old, woman, man, black, blue, purple. I don't really care anything if you just show commitment. I want people that tell me, that have a mindset like, I can do it, I will put time to it, I'm committed, I will go for it. If I say jump, you ask how high. I know it sounds cliche, but that's the people that get the results. I don't like people who are lazy and think they will get rich quick you can get rich quick. Of course you can get rich quick, but if you work, if you're committed, you have to soak in the knowledge and then apply it. That's what I want. I want committed people. So if you think you're ready for our mentorship, book a call with us. You'll find the link in the description. You can book a call with me or anyone of our team. And remember that in 6 months, you can be exactly where you are right now. Nothing has changed. If you don't change, nothing will change. You will look in 6 months and you will say like, you just do it. Look in a picture from 6 months ago. You're like, my life looked exactly like that. Or you can have a very different life, like I did. In 6 months, I made 13,000 euro a month, probably a little bit more because this is only Stripe, had some wire transfers as well. This is 6 months after I started. No, sorry, I made like 15,000 here. I should have, this is the wrong screenshot. But in November, I made 13,000 euro while I was in Thailand doing my Muay Thai fight, training 4 to 6 hours a day and making money because I built an online business, not an online job. I had an online business, a team, I had clients. That's what you can be. That's what you can achieve as well in 6 months if you follow our program. So book a call. I hope to see you there. And if you're ready for it, I'm ready to change your life. Thank you so much for the attention. Thank you as well for watching this course. I really appreciate that you watched through the entire thing. You're already making great steps. It would be a shame if you wouldn't take the next step and book a call and get ready for the best part of your life. I see you in the call. Bye-bye.